Beyblade X is a loud game, like physically and metaphorically. It's full of flashy beys like Shark Edge and Drenbuster, whose aim is to mercilessly murk their opponents, doing it all with the loudest sound imaginable. It's honestly beautiful and definitely an art form. But what if we just calm down and introduce something serene into the game we all love? A Beyblade that only reacts when provoked. A weapon that only responds when approached, like a landmine. A Beyblade that is so calm to begin with, but explodes with a crazy force when hit. So can we create the most explosive Beyblade? And will my stadium be safe? Firstly, what is explosiveness and how can we measure it? From the Cambridge Dictionary, explosiveness is the condition of being able to explode easily, or of exploding with a lot of force. And for Beyblades, when we talk about explosiveness, we talk about huge hits, massive bursts, and destabilizing blows. All of these outcomes come from the collision of two Beyblades. When two Beyblades collide, whatever happens afterwards is the result of how much energy is transferred to each other. And that mostly comes from something called rotational kinetic energy. Rotational kinetic energy is the kinetic energy due to the rotation of an object. So basically, it's the amount of energy a Beyblade stores when spinning. So the more rotational kinetic energy a Beyblade has, the more kinetic energy it can transfer onto the opponent. With more energy being transferred onto an opponent comes harder hits, thus making a Beyblade more explosive. Looking at the equation for rotational kinetic energy, we can see that it is equal to inertia times by angular velocity. Inertia is the resistance to change in motion and is represented by this formula. If you notice something, angular velocity is present in this equation as well. So what is it? Angular velocity is how fast something revolves around a certain point. So if we find the angular velocity of our Beyblade, we can plug it in and do some fancy calculations to find which Beyblade has the highest rotational kinetic energy. But how do we do that? Using a tool called a tachometer, we can measure the revolutions per minute or RPM of a Beyblade. Plugging this RPM into this equation can get us our angular velocity very easily. Then it's only a matter of putting the other values we already know to find our rotational kinetic energy. So, to make our lives easier, and instead of measuring everything about every Beyblade X, we made a short list of Beyblades that possess qualities we want. We then paired with every blade an appropriate ratchet which complements it, hoping to increase variables like velocity and weight, making sure the blades are the best versions of themselves. Then, finally, we began the painstaking process of measuring and calculating to find the landmine Beyblade, and the results were ever so close. In third place, a bit further back than the first two, was Wizard Arc 455. In second place, and narrowly missing out on being the main character in an MBBC video, is Wizard Rod 960. And the Beyblade with the highest rotational kinetic energy, the true landmine, is Scorpio Spear 960. Now that we've found our blade and ratchet, how do we find our bit? Well, even though we have all this energy stored within our Beyblade, we've got to make sure not to waste it. Well, for one thing, since we want some rotational velocity, we need to be spinning decently fast. And we can achieve this with low friction bits. Low friction bits, like the spike and needle families, reduce resistance with the stadium floor, making sure we lose less energy over time while spinning. This ensures we don't slow down too fast, keeping up our angular velocity over time, and therefore preserving our rotational kinetic energy. But spike and needle bits suck. They're really bad and can't keep a Beyblade upright after 2 hits. But there's one really low friction bit that doesn't tip as bad. Introducing wedge. So why doesn't wedge fold like spike and needle bits? This is because just straight up the tip is smaller than the rest, meaning we get even more surface touching the stadium, which reduces our energy loss, meaning the spin slows down less after tilting or wobbling. And here we have the most explosive Beyblade, Scorpion Spear 960 Wedge. We're going to be testing it against Meta Beys. First up, we've got Phoenix 360 Low Rush Classic Attack Type.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
Hard launch. Phoenix like misses every single hit.
And a big tank.
Massive.
The explosive Beyblade.
Can you stand back up?
Oh,
Huge hit by Phoenix.
It's
but
tilting like crazy, but
the spin is
Phoenix
crazy.
does just die randomly, so...
Oh my god, it has
Get
so
it.
much spin. Alright. Burst priority. Oh my days, huge hit. Alright, we've swapped sides.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
Let's see if that changes anything for Phoenix.
Phoenix losing control.
Huge tanks from Scorpio. Ooh,
Oh.
big hit. I think that's it. Destabilized. Final battle. X-dash of wedge. Scorpio spear is just way too heavy.
Alright, it's just unmoved by Phoenix. We need some real attack types like Tyranno beat the go.
For sure. Phoenix can't even move it around. That's it.
Alright. 4.
Alright, next attack type. Tyranno beat 360 rush. Solid attack type. Massive hits from TB. Great counter attack. Huge hit from TB. Great defense from Scorpio. Oh, that was clean. Missing his hits, TB. Ooh.
Counter attack from Scorpio.
Great counter attack.
There was initial missing hits.
He just falls. Oh, massive counter attack by Scorpio, and it takes it. Next, we've got Wizard Rod 960 ball. Let's see if we can get any explosive hits.
Destabilization, sending Rod straight to the X dash.
X finish, sorry, X finish. Go people!
Massive hit.
Wedge is just slamming into Wizard Rod.
And Rod went for the X dash, maybe losing some stam there.
It's gonna be a very tight battle. That was a big hit.
Scorpio maybe get it on spin finish. Let's see.
Oh!
I think it will.
That was a D-stem hit. It's gonna be very tight.
Yeah, Rod's already.
Depends if Rod gets the underneath hits.
No,
Scorpio.
Scorpio's too good, bro.
And spin finish from Scorpio. Aggressive launch, Wizard Rod. Both circling. Both flower patterning.
Yeah, explosion. And a nice combo from
That was
Scorpio.
clean from Scorpio. Big hits from both parties. Can wedge X dash. Oh,
Nice hit there, but
big hits on Wizard Rod, but not affected. Not.
Rod's good back up.
Yeah, not like one of those destabilizing hits from before.
No, Scorpio does seem to de-stab Rod.
It does because of the height, I think. Well, let's see if we can get some underneath hits. And that was so tight. Alright, next we've got Cobalt Dragoon 560 Elevate. Huge hits from Scorpio. Can Dragoon retort? No!
Finish.
Over finish. Oh, almost a self KO from Dragoon. That's over finish. Oh, almost. X dash from Wedge, looking a bit whack. Was almost over finish. Hasn't done enough damage to Dragoon. Oh! Powerful hits.
Looks like it's gonna make a comeback, I can't lie.
One has a lot of spin, but one's tilting like crazy.
Oh, I think Scorpio is.
And that's Scorpio. Final battle. Let's see if Dragoon can take revenge. Oh, big hits by Dragoon.
Nice D-stab onto Dragoon. And I don't think Dragoon's in the position to spin still this time around.
Oh, it's too weak. It's too weak. Huge hit. Sending Dragoon across the stadium. Oh, it's starting to tilt. It's starting to tilt.
I spoke too early.
Oh, and that's it.
Comeback.
That's the game. And that's the explosive Beyblade. Not so explosive, I think, but that's probably due to wedge. If we put it on a more attacking bit like point and zap, maybe we would see harder hits. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the other videos, and BBC out.